Yo, I'm Budget Monk, and this is my Impossible Skyblock series. In this series, I plan to take this world to its absolute limits. It's just like a regular Skyblock world, except there's no tree, no chest, no blocks, and no other island. But we do have block. This is the real vanilla one block challenge. Okay guys, to start off, we're going to be naming our bamboo block. And this is my chest here with some of my more special blocks inside, including Bob Moss. I still love Bob Moss. And yeah, this is the first bamboo block. Now, I have crafted a lot of bamboo. I have a lot of bamboo now, thankfully, which is awesome. But this is our first one here that I ever crafted in the world. And we're going to be naming it Bambi. Bambi was a repeat suggestion, a lot of people suggesting Bambi, and it's a bit of a more feminine name, so all of the other ones are very masculine names, so I like Bambi, and we're going to be going with that. There she is, guys, the Monolith. Of course, one of my first builds since I accessed wood and the ability to do things, and we're going to be rebuilding it now that we've access to water, and it really feels like Season 2, effectively. Because this is the first rebuild where we're going to make it more perfect. One thing I didn't have the foresight to judge, and I don't like about the Monolith, is how low it is to the actual bottom of the world and how little space I have. So this is an opportunity to actually fix that. You can see where the bottom of the world is based on the water, about 8 or 9 blocks lower than we currently are. Which means in the long run, all of this can be rebuilt to be more, well, pretty and more convenient, where I don't have to go down below. So that's really cool. And I'm looking forward to it. We can also use, of course, the bamboo planks to make it look a little bit more aesthetic. And let's get started. Okay guys, I'm happy with about this height here at this axis. I've got some little ideas in mind of how this could be sort of incorporated. We're going to rebuild all of this, but that's going to be afterwards, a little bit later. And yeah, it's time to add new features, which I'm looking forward to. Okay, really liking this right now, guys. This is the new interface, so to speak. Of course, all of this is going to be improved and look more pretty in the future, but as of right now, the features are basically, we have a permanent on and off button, or at least to send them downwards, And then I have the ability as just like a quick release to just send things down temporarily, and one click and it will, you know, flip back up. Obviously a lever would be nice, but this is the new interface. So having such a minuscule gap here, I think this is what I've learned from my other interface. I think baby zombies can reach you if I am like pressed right up against it like this. But as long as that is not the case, as long as I basically step up here, just like that, we will even loot the items from my experience, but we will be completely untouched, and that's from creepers, skeletons, and everything else. I really like it, and time to build the real mob farm, the new Monolith 2.0. Boom. There it is, guys. The Monolith 2.0. I'm super happy with it. And yeah, it is very, very fruitful. You can see the simple 2x2 kind of dynamic there with the channels in between, which funnel them to the center. And what might not be as clear is there's another 2x2 here. And the center funnels them here, which then funnels them down here. So it's modular in that sense, meaning there are 4 sets of 2x2s, and then the 2x2 underneath. I suppose 5 little mini mob spawner setup, which will feed into one. Look how fruitful it is. Ooh. Very, very happy with this. What an improvement. And being so much higher, I think this is a little bit sketchy, guys. I need to flesh some of this out into full blocks, because I think at the right angle a skeleton will actually shoot through, and then it could shoot a creeper and actually, yeah, explode, which would be a crisis. But I'm just going to tweak it a little bit, but I'm super, super happy with it. And I was going to say that at this height, it's going to give me a lot more room to play around with underneath and create superior filters and so on for the copper farm as well. So here is the finished rooftop of the aqueducts, guys, looking pretty nice and polished in my opinion. And woohoo! Awesome, so fast. A lot of people suggesting boats, guys. Don't worry, I do appreciate those comments because I need advice like that, little tips and things. And we will be incorporating boats as well, okay? We'll probably make little booths, boat booths, or something like that. But I'll take some falling damage here if I can get out. It's they're more or less done. I do plan to prettify the aqueducts as I go on, like a little bit at a time, guys, because it's just such a big job. So if you guys recall the creative world that I have, I do a little bit more of an arch here. So you might have noticed this sort of mess here in the main plaza area, guys. This little main plaza that I hang out in is where I do a lot of experimentation and stuff, and at any given time I might put stuff down, but it's just temporary. In this case, we're looking for that zombie villager, right, to be cured with our golden apples. And this little area here is just a bit of spawn proofing, so that I can stand on the opposite side right up against the edge and not worry about hostiles spawning at my back. And as you can see here, the little booths, this is actually, basically, you can see a boat. The plan was to knock out this block if I saw zombie villagers and kind of provoke zombies, as if you hit one, the others come, and deal with them one by one if needs be, so that the zombie villager would end up in the boat under the little shelter here to protect him from the sun. But as it turns out, that was unnecessary because, guys, I was here farming my spawner and I saw an isolated villager fall down. I clogged the spawner up, and by the time I did that, there's a few more mobs in here. But I'm wondering if I can get this zombie villager out. And also, it's kind of convenient because it's dark down here, so it shouldn't die to the sun. Oh gosh, it's going to get really noisy. It's tempting to just let them out. I plugged it. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know how I would have to cut that down. Okay, I do have some leather armor on. I'm worried I killed a zombie by mistake. But he's far on the left side right now. Do you see him there? It's very dark, I know. Okay, nice. Oh gosh, speaking of dark. Okay, I can just sleep, right? Let's back off and sleep. Oh, I've got a good feeling about this. I think we're going to get our zombie villager. I'm so excited. Ah! Where'd my bed go? Okay. Is he alone? I think he's alone. Oh my gosh, can he walk out of there? He's stuck still. Sheesh. Okay. Okay, I think I can tear this down. There he is. Now this guy, because he fell so far, is always going to be low health. That's a concern, but... Aha! Let's go! Okay. Very good. I'm going to fix this up again. And zombie villager number 1. So yeah, I don't know what the chances are that a zombie is in fact a zombie villager, guys, but I figure, I mean, they drop down every couple seconds, so even if it's like 1% or less, I realized it shouldn't take that long to acquire the second villager with this method. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. I caught it live this time on camera, so to speak. Second zombie villager, so I followed the same protocol, jumping up and switching that trapdoor to isolate these mobs down the bottom here. And I cut most of it out this time, guys. It's just the same thing, us slowly working away at isolating this zombie, and then finally unleashing him, which worked perfectly fine. It just requires some patience. And as you can see, zombie number 2 in the same boat. How perfect is that? I figured that if they're both in the exact same spot, it's likely that we can get them splashed up with the witch's potions more easily. Of course, that means I wasn't in need of all of this stuff, guys, and I did a bit of a cleanup job. Throughout all of this process, guys, I was still waiting for that thunderstorm so I could get my second batch of gold and therefore acquire my second golden apple. So when it rains, guys, or snows in my case, I do have the option, if it turns into a thunderstorm, to run out towards my altar, which is only about 500, 600 blocks away now, something like that, which isn't that bad. But the problem is, of course, if it becomes nighttime, I don't actually know if it's a thunderstorm or not, as it would normally get darker and mobs would spawn, which happens at night anyway. So my options are to either sleep, but then the rain will stop, so I'm kind of killing any opportunity to obtain a thunderstorm, or alternatively just, I guess, just walk out and wait next to the altar. And that's exactly what I did, as you can see here, guys. And you know, I just was AFK, sort of assuming I'd have to get lucky, but as the sun comes up, I started to wonder to myself, it certainly does look pretty dark. And then I was pretty convinced, as the sun should have come up more than this, we were in a thunderstorm once again. And just like that, as you can see, a seemingly random lightning bolt out of nowhere once again. It always seems so random when, you know, I'm not even sure I'm in a thunderstorm or not. Quickly sleeping it off here, guys, and there it is, another batch of piglins, zombie pigmen in the overworld. And as you can see, guys, after gathering all of their drops, I had enough gold for 17 ingots, which of course 16 is enough required to craft 2 golden apples. Okay, here are our apples. We have so many, and this feels like surreal, actually doing something that has been so long in the making, just months and months and months, but holy, there we go. Our 2 golden apples, of course, each for each individual villager up here. And yeah, the next sort of mission, awkward objective, is to basically close the proximity between the Witcher and the zombies, our zombie villagers. And exactly how we're going to figure that out, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure we can do it. And yeah, then we're going to grant the apples to them. All of this area is safe. We're going to have 2 villagers, so I need to figure this one out. It was really exhilarating, guys. I baited the witch into the desired location, as you can see, really close proximity to the zombie villages. And what I was able to do is actually open up this gateway and get inside of the boat with the witch, throwing various potions. I'm not an expert at this stuff, guys, but I saw multiple effects come out and I could see the effects on the zombies, so I opted to make a break for it. So absolutely flawless, guys. I even surprised myself. Like, a part of me doubted that when I used the apples they would work, but as you can see, we got that shake effect, and as soon as I applied the apples to the villagers, I realized perhaps I made a terrible mistake, because they kind of randomly turn, and I realized that if one turns, won't it kill the other one? So it seems like my genius plan wasn't so smart after all, guys. I actually panicked and scrambled to try to isolate these zombies. Pretty tedious, and it did take a while, but I finally got it. And as I spent so much time scrambling, guys, it was nighttime. As you could see, I went to try to rest, and boom, the zombie doctor achievement. Did you guys hear that sound? So I know, of course, that one has already converted. Wow, what a marvelous sound to experience in my world, guys, after all these days of grinding. Okay, guys, so I'm going to clear everything up. This stuff was all temporary, obviously, this janky construction, and oh, zombie in here. That's going to include dispatching this witch, which does feel kind of weird for hundreds of days in game. The witch has been in the world, but I no longer have the use for it, and we can always get more. Nice, some glowstone dust, awesome. Yeah, and that means, of course, this pad is going to be more productive. But yeah, awesome. Witch down, rip. It's an F in the chat for the witch, and I'm going to restore this to how it's supposed to function, like this key, tear all of this down, and we're going to be left with our two villages here inside of the boat. There we are, guys, after all that work, the cleanup. We've got our two villages in our boat. This whole area is spawn-proof with half slabs, and they should be absolutely fine. Amazing. I'm so excited. Of course, two villages are enough to breed, so long as we give them food. Oh my gosh, it's actually surreal, guys. I'm so excited, and the next big project is going to be to create a village and access as many different diverse villages as possible to get as many trades as possible. As you guys know, this is the first episode that I've actually rebuilt something that was constructed in the world, and if you recall correctly, I built this stupid altar, guys, in a location where lightning strikes don't take place. So this is actually the second thing that I'm going to rebuild, so to speak. And in this case, I'm just tearing down the old altar, and I figure why not create this area as the sort of nexus for our village with our villagers. Hmm. Sorry guys, I was just catching up on the old gossip. So get this, right? Apparently, somebody's been messing around. There's going to be a new baby. Moving the villagers from point A to point B over towards our area was surprisingly easy. As you saw, I could just travel inside of the boat. However, I did want to build a contraption where the villagers were always together and ready to have babies, and getting our villagers up into that contraption, however, was going to prove to be a big challenge. I didn't realize at the time, guys, just because I was kind of winging this, to be honest, that I really wish that sort of funnel that was coming in was one block higher, and that would have resolved any issue that I was about to encounter. First villager worked like a charm without running into any issues, which was great. But like I said, I wish I was just one higher, guys, because I did realize upon sending in the second guy that he was going to clash and collide with the first villager's hitbox. So this is a little disaster, guys, as this took, many minutes to construct and a little bit of a failure. But I did try to tediously resolve this. And eventually I was able to and get him into the exact same sort of square block location. What happened was, as you can see, that they actually went to bed, guys, and then upon waking up they were in the perfect location, thank goodness. There it is, guys, a crude version of the villager Nexus has finished. This is going to be the centerpiece of the sort of village, so to speak. I did actually try to breed these two already. They require 12 carrots each. I gave them 24 carrots, but I think what happened was that the same villager took all 24. So we're going to go a bit overboard. I got plenty of bone meal. I'm going to have to farm some more carrots up. But let's see if I keep handing out batches of 12. Then hopefully they will breed here. Otherwise, with that... Oh, there it is! The hearts! Let's go! Cool! Okay, it can take a random amount of time, guys. You can see 999 days in the world, guys. Baby villager! Here's our first baby. Third villager in the world. Let's go. And if I open this trapdoor, they are free. That's the whole concept. So yeah, 999 days, guys. We're coming up on 1,000 days. I'm so hyped. And I do plan to flesh out all of this world around the Church of Lightning Stone with different various farms and so on, and everything that I can access thanks to the new addition of villagers. And speaking of the villagers, guys, go ahead and name our original 2 source villagers here. Something like Adam and Eve, right? Something cool, creative that you guys can come up with as a community. as they will be the original first 2 villages always sitting up here in the Nexus. That's the idea. And coming up on day 1000, guys, which will be as soon as the sun goes down or the sun comes up tomorrow, I'm actually going to be doing a different kind of video here on my channel for the first time, which is going to be like a world tour. I think the world is actually large enough, like a refresher. It's going to be a bit nostalgic. There's a lot of things that I wanted to talk about, so maybe a bit of a slower paced video where I show off every little nuance and aspect of the world. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time in another video.